civil war in Syria, sparked by the violent suppression of non-violent Arab Spring protests, has lasted for over 4 years. The situation has escalated even further in recent months. The United States, Britain, and France have been supporting rebel forces by conducting airstrikes against terrorist organization ISIS for several years, while the Syrian army loyal to the government has been regaining control of the areas previously held by the rebels. The Kremlin-supported Syrian army has increasingly targeted civilian targets such as hospitals and residential areas. In addition, there is strong evidence of the use of chemical weapons against civilians. ISIS and Lebanon's Hezbollah forces are also operating in the area, pursuing their own interests. The U.S. has continued to strike against ISIS forces, but the atrocities committed by the Syrian army have forced stronger action. The USS Theodore Roosevelt aircraft carrier increased Air Force activity in the area poses a serious risk of negotiations with the Kremlin hangars, and VFA-34 Blue Blasters are already on board the carrier. VFA-131 Wildcats and VFA-37 Raging Bulls will move from the United States to the operational area within the next 2 days. Squadrons will perform refueling and overnight stay at Ramstein Air Base in Germany. From Ramstein, squadrons will fly through the airspace of southern Europe to RAF Air Base Akrochi in Cyprus. At Akrochi, flight crew will rest and refuel before moving to the carrier the next day once the carrier strike group arrives in the area.
Wildcats will fly from Ramstein to Akrotiri today. Flights Lion 1 to 3, I will lead Lion 1. Queen, you lead Lion 2. Pink, Lion 3. We will take off from Ramstein at 0815 UTC. As planned, we will arrive at Akrotiri at 1200 UTC. At Akrotiri, we will wait for strike group to arrive. Just normal transfer. Any questions?
No, sir.
No, sir. Werewolf, Razor, and ET. You will fly with me as Lion 1. Aircrafts 401 to 404. The weather is good at time of departure. The planned altitude is 35,000 feet, and the cruising speed is 0.8 Mach. We will take off as flight of 4 in diamond formation. After passing 1,000 feet, join on my right wing for echelon formation. Air traffic control will treat us as one aircraft. I will handle communication with air traffic control. We will have full internal with 3 external fuel tanks and no weapons when leaving Ramstein. Antalya, Turkey, will be our alternate airfield. Bingo fuel for alternate is 6,000 pounds. IMC conditions are expected at time of arrival. Akrotiri's radar is under maintenance, so be prepared for procedure air traffic control. Note the temporary Takan frequency 108 X-ray, stated in the NOTAM. You will likely be vectored to the arrival procedure separately. After landing, contact ground on given frequency and taxi to designated parking. ET, this is your first cruise. Remember that even though the ferry flights may seem boring, southern European airspace is full of traffic, and you are expected to be precise. Give the Navy reason to be proud of your flying, even in a civilian environment.
Egan 909er, climb to flight level 360.
Climb flight level 360. Eugene 909er.
Negasec Control, United 954, inbound Pyrox, flight level 370.
United 954, Nicosia Control, radar contact.
United 954.
Eurotrans 961, contact Ankara Control on 125.905.
125.905. Have a nice day, Eurotrans 961.
Line 1, descend flight level 150.
Descend to flight level 150. Lion 1.
LL 5131, descend to flight level 100. Cleared in Meta 1 Alpha, arrival runway 22. Contact Larnaku, approach on 121.2.
Descend flight level 100. Imeda 1 Alpha, arrival for runway 22. Approach on 121.2. LL 5131.
Nicosia Control, Wizz Air 9644, inbound Suvis, climbing, passing flight level 220.
Wizz Air 9644, Nicosia Control, radar contact. Continue climb to flight level 360.
Climb to 360, Wizz Air 9644.
Lion 1, contact Paphos, approach on 119.9er.
119.9er, Lion 1. Flight go.
2, 3, 4.
Lions check.
2, 3, 4.
Paphos, approach. Lion 1, F18, 4-ship flight, inbound Tobal, descending to flight level 150.
Lion 1, Paphos approach, radar contact. You will be vectored for approach separately. Expect Akratiri Mesos, Alpha arrival for Takan, approach runway 28. Temporary Alpha Kilo Romeo Takan frequency 108 X-ray.
Mises, Alpha arrival for Takan, approach runway 28, temporary frequency 108 X-ray.
Lion 1-4, turn right, heading 180, descend to flight level 100.
Right heading 180, descend to 100, Lion 1-4.
Lion 1-3, turn right, heading 170, descend to flight level 100.
Right heading 170, descend to 100, line 13.
Lion 1-2, turn right, heading 160, descend to flight level 100.
Right heading 160, descend to 100, Lion 1-2.
Lion 1-1, turn right, heading 150, descend to flight level 100.
Right heading 150, descend to 100, Lion 1-1.
Paphos approach Sun Turk 1851, A320, with X-ray QNH 1013, 7,000 feet, Tubal 1 Papa.
Sun Turk 1851, Paphos approach, radar contact. Descend to 2100 feet. Expect ILS approach, runway 29er.
Descend 2100, runway 29er, Sun Turk 1851.
Temporary packet frequency 108 X-ray in use. Advice on initial contact, you have information Foxtrot. This is Secretary Information Foxtrot. Time 1120, wind calm, visibility 5 kilometers in range, overcast 3,000 feet, temperature 20, dew point 18, QNH 299er2, expect tack and approach runway 28, transition level 100, temporary tack and frequency 108 X-ray in use, advice on initial contact, you have information Foxtrot. This is Secretary Information Foxtrot, time 1120, wind calm, visibility 5 kilometers in range, overcast 3,000 feet, temperature 20, dew point 18, QNH 299er2, expect tack and approach runway 28, transition...
Lion 1-1, join inbound, Alpha Kilo Romeo, radio 253, cleared Mesos Alpha arrival for runway 28, contact Akratiri approach on 235.05.
Radial 253, Mesos Alpha arrival for runway 28, approach on 235.05, Lion 1-1.
runway 28, transition level 100, temporary tach and frequency 108 X-ray in use. Advice on initial contact, you have information Foxtrot. This is Secretary Information Foxtrot, time 1120.
Lion 1-2, join inbound Alpha Kilo Romeo Radio 253. Cleared Mesos Alpha arrival for runway 28. Contact Akratiri approach on 235.05.
Join Alpha Kilo Romeo Radio 253 for Mesos Alpha arrival, runway 28. Akatiri approach on 235.05. Lion 1-2.
Lion 1-3, join inbound Alpha Kilo Romeo Radio 253. Cleared Mesos Alpha arrival for runway 28. Contact Akratiri approach on 235.05.
Inbound Alpha Kilo Romeo Radio 253. Mesos Alpha arrival runway 28. Contact Akratiri approach on 235.05, line 13.
Pop Val's approach, Easy 5206. Geno's 1 Whiskey, passing 8,000 feet.
Easy 5206, Paphos approach. Climb flight level 340. Clear direct Alkis.
Climb 340, direct Alkis, Easy 5206.
Lion 1-4, join inbound Alpha Kilo Romeo Radio 253. Cleared Mesos Alpha arrival for runway 28. Contact Akratiri approach on 235.05.
Alpha Kilo Romeo, Radio 253, Mesos Alpha arrival for runway 28. Akratiri approach on 235.05. Lion 1-4. Aquateria 4 with Foxtrot, QNH 2992, Mesos Alpha arrival.
Line 14, Akratiri approach, speed 300 knots. Report 13.7 mile DME arc established.
Speed 300, Loco, Lion 1-4.
Akratiri approach, refer 6734 with Foxtrot, 5,000 feet, QNH 1013, Irifa Alpha.
Rafair 6734, Akratiri approach, continue to descend 2,000 feet. Report Irifa. You're number 5, 4 Hornets before you.
Descend to 2,000 feet, number 5, Wilco, refer 6734.
Lion 1-2, DME arc established.
Lion 1-2, descend to 2,000 feet, QNH 29092. Report passing 150 radial.
2,000 feet, QNH 29092, Lion 1-2.
Line 13, DMER established.
Lion 1-3, descent 2,000 feet, QNH 29902. Report passing 150 radial.
Descent to 2000, QNH 29902. Wilco, line 13.
Lion 1-4, DMER established.
Lion 1-4, descent 2,000 feet, QNH 29902. Report passing 150 radial.
Descend to 2000, QNH 29902, Wilco, Lion 1-4.
Lion 1-1, passing radio 150.
Lion 1-1, cleared for tack and approach, runway 28. Maintain 230 knots or more until 7 miles. Report final approach course established.
Cleared Takan approach runway 28. Speed 230 or more until 7 miles. Wilco, Lion 1-1.
Lion 1-2, radio 150.
Lion 1-2, cleared for tack and approach, runway 28. Maintain 220 knots till 7 miles. Report final approach course established.
Cleared tack and approach runway 28. Speed 220 knots until 7 miles. Wilco, Lion 1-2.
Lion 1-1, final approach, course established.
Lion 1-1, contact tower on 339.85.
Tower on 339.85. Lion 1-1.
Line 13 at radial 150.
Lion 1-3, cleared for TACAN approach runway 28. Maintain 210 knots till 7 miles. Report final approach course established.
Clear TACAN approach runway 28, speed 210 knots until 7 miles. Wilco, line 13.
Lion 1-2 on final approach course.
Lion 1-2, contact tower on 339.85.
339.85, Lion 1-2.
Lion 1-4, final approach course.
Lion 1-4, contact tower on 339.85.
Contact tower on 339.85. Lion 1-4, cleared approach runway 28. Speed 210 or less, Wilco. Lion 1-4. Akrotiri Tower, Lion 1-4, final runway 28.
Lion 1-4, continue approach. Number 2. Number 1 on short final.
Continue approach, number 2, Lion 1-4.
Lion 1-3, contact ground on 240.1.
Contact ground on 240.1, line 13.
Lion 1-4, Akrotiri Tower, cleared to land runway 28.
Cleared to land runway 28, Lion 1-4.
Akrotiri Tower, Refair 6734, 10 miles final runway 28.
Rafair 6734, Akrotiri Tower, continue approach. Number 2, number 1 on short final.
Continue approach, number 2, Refair 6734.
Lion 1-4. Contact ground on 240.1.
Ground on 240.1. Lion 1-4. Akrotiri ground. Lion 1-4 vacated runway 28.
Lion 1-4. Taxi via Yankee to Alpha Dispersal. Stand 4.
Via Yankee to Alpha Dispersal. Stand 4. Lion 1-4.
Akrotiri ground. Refer 6734 at Yankee 1.
RAF 6734. Ground. Taxi via Yankee to stand 1.
Via Yankee to stand 1. Refer 6734.
ET, welcome to Akrotiri. You landed safely, but your flying was not up to Navy standards. You need to do better if you want to stay in squadron. You can't fly like that in combat missions.